Okay, I've been hearing like a lot of people asking questions about breaking bench plateaus. So I thought I'd give a little quick video of some of my thoughts and theories of it, what I've done to get through a lot of plateaus. I've been benching for 23 years. Makes me seem like an old man, but through that time I've broken through many plateaus. In my powerlifting career, I've pretty much lifted in just the 165 and 181, with a couple times going up to a light 198 because I didn't make weight or something, or I just didn't really try. One of the first and easiest things to break through is to get more sleep. The more sleep you can get, the better. You won't be tired for your workouts, your mind will be more focused, and of course you'll recover from your workouts better. I noticed it takes usually about 3 to 4 days of good sleep to feel the effects of resting to really make me strong. Next important thing to do is to keep your injuries under control and do injury prevention. Injuries have always tried to limit how much I can lift. It slowed me down. Once I got them under control, my lifts have gone up to new levels. You aren't going to make progress if you keep on getting injured. The way I keep injuries under control is usually limit the volume when I feel there's something coming on. It can be hard to tell if an injury is coming on. You really have to learn to listen to your body, and when it tells you to back off, and it tells you okay, I'm feeling good, you can press on, you can work that much harder to make up for times you had to cut back. Next thing, of course, on injury prevention is keeping mobile, stretching, massaging, foam rolling. You also need to work the area to strengthen it. I've never really healed by just resting an injury. I've always had to work it with lighter weights, progressing to heavier weights, and once ready, to keep myself mobile. Third, you can add volume, more sets, reps. This has always given me a boost unless I'm cutting back, limiting my volume due to an injury. Add more benching or accessory work if you're able. So if you're limiting volume for an injury, you can make up for it, add volume to an exercise that doesn't impact your injury. Say for instance, the times I've hurt my shoulders, I did a lot of tricep work. So the shoulder work also helps your bench. Tricep works. If you can't do one, do the other. Your bench will still go up. At least it did in my case. I was able to keep it up higher, so I would have maybe done better, but it was enough to get it up a little higher by doing one exercise instead of the two or so, by focusing more on the one than I was able to do. Fourth would be attack the weak points of the lift. If you're that parts of the lift that's kind of holding you back. If you're weak off the chest, say do some paused reps or dead presses where you set it on the rack, and from a dead stop at the bottom, you got to press it up. That's what I call a dead press. Weak on lockout, you can use chains, bands, or boards. I've tried all those, and I feel like chains have worked the best for me. And like I said in my other videos, chains have really helped me. It's the first time I was able to break through 405. I did a lot of chain work, and now recently it helped me get 460. Fifth thing, I guess, would be perfect your form. Learn to set up with an arch that gives you the most power for benching, not necessarily the one that gives you the highest arch and shorting range of motion. You want the most power that you can get, so you got to perfect that for your body, how far you can arch in an arch that you're able to push the weight up harder. Next thing would be learning best foot placement. I've done a lot of stuff with going wider, narrower, and I found going wider helps me get more up on my shoulders while keeping my butt down. I can keep my legs narrow, but when I push off with my legs, with them being narrow, my butt comes up, and of course I get red lighted. So going wider, I've really learned to really push off with my legs when I'm at the bottom. It helped me get up to the top. So another thing would be to find your optimal grip width. There's been times that I've brought it out, my bench went up, I brought it back in a little bit, it went up, and then it went back out. This is of course a period over like years, you could say, but I've like changed my grip up a little bit for the time, and it helped me push a little better for it. You also have to learn like where's the best place to touch your chest. Is it higher, lower? That helps you, say, not injure yourself, and then come down where you can get the most power. So learning to descend right and then come up, and learning the best bar path too, to get it to keep the bar moving when you start to stall. Usually if I start to stall, I'll start to drift a little bit. Usually not too much, but just enough to get it to go up slowly. Also, of course, like I said, and keep increasing your calories is an easy way to move up your bench. I'm not really interested in that too much, like I said, because I want to keep on competing in the 181. So I limit my body weight to a certain level. That way I'm not too far above and can't get to the 181 class. There has been some times that I moved up a weight class, say like the 198 pound, and then come back down to the 181s for a couple competitions, and this helped bring my lifts up or whatever, and I added more muscle and then try to get away some fat or so too, to try to lean up in a sense, add more muscle then lean up, and it helped me. Like when I returned to that previous weight, my lifts were higher. Like there was a couple, mainly one time I went up for 198 for a while, did a raw 430 bench, full meet, and then I came back down, returned to the 181s, and I was able to get 450 pounds at the 181s. And of course, one of the main aspects, the most important thing is like the mental aspects of believing in yourself that you can lift it. Like each time you go to a lift, if you got to prepare mentally for it. If you have any doubt, or if I have any doubt in it, I like start thinking, I like sit too long and just have like a doubt in there, I end up not getting the lift. But then, I mean, if I go in there, I'm like, I'm going to get this, I'm going to crush this, it's going to come up no matter what. I most of the time hit the lift. So you have to like really tell yourself you must get this lift. You've come all this way, you're not going to fail, you got to be confident. When I was in my like late teens, another thing would be like, I told myself I was never going to bench 400 because my shoulders weren't strong enough or so. And then I realized, okay, I've got to really change my mindset for this or whatever. So now I'm convinced, without like any doubt now, that I'm eventually going to bench like 500 at 181 raw. So instead of like saying, hey, my shoulders are going to get hurt from doing this, I'm like, okay, I'm going to work through any injury, rehab any injury, I'm going to make myself stronger, my shoulders stronger, so I get that. And also, like, I guess some people have asked, like, what accessory works kind of really helps your bench. Few accessory works that's really helped me that I've liked to do to increase my bench is like skull crushers. Love doing those or whatever. Now I kind of limit them somewhat because of my elbow pain, but when they're feeling good, I just love to pound those things out and try to go up heavy. Those really have helped my bench. Another thing would be like close grip bench. Those have helped. And now I started really incorporating the chains and doing close grip bench with chains. Tricep pull downs has always been helpful for me too. Just a lot of tricep work. dumbbell shoulder presses. Those have mostly helped me with like injury prevention, and I'm sort of starting to really, my shoulders are feeling better now. Where like on one meets where I did the 420, I had like a shoulder injury. It took about 6 months to heal, and I started rehabbing it, started getting it stronger, and I'm feeling better now about it. So I'm hoping to keep that up, keep my shoulder work up, and keep on making progress. I also do all of my heavy bench sets, low rep sets with pauses. And like when I do my pause triples, my pause doubles, my pause singles, this helps me be very consistent when I do a powerlifting competition. It helps because obviously you're going to perform how you train. So if you train differently than how you want to perform, you're going to be inconsistent and not hit the numbers you want. Something's not going to be right. You're just not going to do as well as you want. So pretty much train the way you want to perform. I hope you guys hope this helps you guys, and if you like, I'd appreciate subscriptions, so go subscribe, and I'll try to get more videos out where like tips and not just my training and two more commentaries if you guys like it. Otherwise, you don't have to watch it, whatever. But thanks guys, and good luck.